has to be as double in order to match up to the statements that we said before. And at the same time, this will be as double. With this, we will be able to call our subs. And let's begin with this one. Well, for instance, here we are just going to try it for the first constant string that we declare. So we are going to try our sub as now. For this, it will be array text transaction type as well. Here it's going to be the array text transaction name. Here it's going to be the array num transaction amount. The row to write in will be the row to write in as well. And the column to write in will be based on the constant that we declare here, the transaction SOCGM. So we may type that, call transaction SOCGM. We're going to copy this to speed up the process. And whenever there is a function, I don't use the call function because the call command, because that way I know that it's a function. So for any sub that we declare, we will set a call before it, so we know it's a sub. It's going to be the same case here. It's going to be call for these arguments, but the sub that we're calling here, it's going to be this one, and we're missing the last argument, which is the variable that we need to analyze, the text transaction name. So it will be for the text inventory beginning, and there we go. I'm going to delete this template in order to run this again. It says that we have a this is wrong, so we need to fix that. And to do that, it's going to be call to write. That's right. Here, array transaction number, row to write, call to write, call transaction. Let's see, this should be the one here. This is right. Here we need to fix it for the write variable, so this will be the call to write in the CCGM. The variable that we're taking into consideration will be this one, and there we go. And as we see, this began with the raw materials inventory beginning, which is going to be this variable, the purchase of materials. So will be here, and the text to be look, it's going to be purchase materials. Since we don't know when this is going to end, could be multiple purchases of materials, we need to set up a loop statement in order to do it until all the purchases materials on the array have been cleared. That being said, we need to do a statement here for a loop, which will be based on a loop statement. However, we need to fix this function in order to make it resize the array at the proper way. In order to do so, we will add the following line, and in addition to this, we will need to add a counter resizable, resize as long, and this counter resize, it's going to be based on the base array as well. On the base array, this should be like this, and this one is going to be increase plus 1, and here for the logic used here we need to substitute our counter array for that counter resize. And it's everything that we need to do in order to fix it, for it to be considered at the right places and with the right elements without elements being repeated. We need to do two things before we move on from this main logic. We need to declare this label at the end, which is going to be skip step. And this base array should subtract 1, so it doesn't interfere with this. Now back to our logic, we need to fix this because this is declared with a low capital M here, otherwise it's going to have some errors. And now we are able to proceed with the loop statement in order to consider all the purchases transactions within the array. For this, we're going to set up a fictional loop that is stated as do until 1 equals 2. This condition is never going to be accomplished, but the array itself will go into an error when there are no more purchases of materials within it. So we set this condition and then on an error go to this label. So when all the purchases have been considered here and the error arises that there are no more purchases materials being found at the array, it will exit this fictional condition. But it will, until then, it will repeat it since this condition is a never ending. So we're going to say that the loop is going to end here and the label is going to be defined just afterwards. At the same time, all the single elements should be on the M column, and the total elements should be the ones that are centered. For this, we're going to modify this sub in order to reflect those desired static changes. And we're going to do it just by stating something at the end, which is going to be a variable boolean is total as boolean, and now we're going to fix here. It's going to be changed accordingly. This offset will be based on either if it's a total or if it's a single amount. For this, we're going to use an if logic, which is going to be based on the variable that we just stated is a total. If it's a total equals true, then the right expression will be that. Otherwise, it's going to be this plus 1. You should do it. Let's save it. Let's rerun this in order to see if the logic is being followed correctly. We need to declare the argument now. Here it's going to be this is false, it's not a total, and this is not a total either, so it's false as well. Let's take away this. And there we go. Now the transactions are here. And these are taken all the space until then. Okay guys, as always, thank you for watching, subscribe for more awesome tutorials, and be sure to like and comment this. See ya!